beginnings can often be disguised as painful endings. And the reason why it happens in that way is because there's an older version of you that needs to be updated in a way, right? So this older version has certain ways that it perceives life, certain beliefs, certain ways of doing things that isn't able to align itself to the new beginning, the new reality that you truly desire. That doesn't mean that it's not worthy of having that. It's so worthy, but it doesn't have the tools. If it were to receive that new reality right now, it would be overwhelmed by it. It would be too much for it to handle, and it wouldn't be able to truly enjoy it and really relish in that experience in the way that it deserves to experience that new thing. So this has to be updated. And the way that it updates can feel like as if it's dying. And that's why it's painful. Because we have to let go of this and become a new version of ourselves that is aligned to that new reality that we have to step into. I want to make this really, really simple. So I'm going to use an example, even though this example may give away my age. Um, but so back in like secondary school, this is like 2005, 6, maybe 2004, I don't know. I had a Nokia 6230. It's a really old phone. You could probably Google it if you don't know what it is. But imagine, and I really loved this phone. It was my first phone, I think. Imagine if I had that phone still now, and I wanted to use it to install Instagram and TikTok so I could create these videos for you. That would not be possible. It wouldn't be possible to install Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all of these apps on that old phone. It wasn't even running on Android or Apple, right? So I would have to upgrade that phone in order to do that. Again, it doesn't mean that this Nokia 6230, which I love, wasn't worthy of having all of these apps. Right? It's so worthy. In fact, if they were to recreate that phone with a big screen on Android, I would probably buy it. Right? So it's so worthy of having and being able to do all of these things. It deserves it. But it has to be upgraded in some way before I can effectively and successfully install YouTube and TikTok and all of my apps on it. I can't even. I think it had a camera, but that was like the beginning stages of cameras on phones. But I would have to, even though I love it so much, I would have to discard of that phone and upgrade in order to record the video, right? So even though we love this old version of ourselves so much and we're so deeply entangled and identified with it, we have to let it go because it's no longer serving us. We've actually outgrown it. And all of the desires that we crave and everything that we want to expand into, it just can't. We can't install those apps on that old version of ourselves, right? And so that's why it's painful because you might have to go through a grieving process where you grieve and let go of that old you. You're going to miss that old you, and that's why you're probably like feeling really emotional. So you have to allow this process to happen. You can't get in your own way. It's when you allow and you surrender and you open up and you're like, and in doing so, in receiving and opening up your heart and feeling like it's you're saying, yes, universe, I'm ready for the software update. I'm ready for the new phone. And as you allow yourself to go through that metamorphosis, that transformation, you suddenly have an operating system like Android or iOS now that can successfully install the apps, aka the new reality that you want to step into. And so that's why it can feel painful. But just keep that in mind. Know that it's not really about the physical things that are falling away, or it's about you acknowledging the older version and being aware of the opportunity that you have to upgrade yourself. And if it's feeling hard right now and you're really having a hard time, everything's falling apart, it's because you're being given an opportunity to upgrade into something even better that you maybe don't even know, but it's going to light your heart and soul on fire, and it's going to blow your mind, and you're going to be glad and happy that you allowed yourself to go through this process.